Shri Guru and Guranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, Chapter 4, Text number 24. Na Yasya Shakyam Puruso Abhaiti Shakhayu Shakha Asham Samvasantaha Pure Asmin Uno Yata Unino Yakta Dreshte Tasmai Meshaya Namaskaromi Namaskaromi Nayasha Shakya Purusho Abhati Shakyo Shakhavashan Samvasta Pure Asmin Guno Yata Gunino Vyakta Dreshte Tasmai Mehesha Namaskaromi Yasya Shakya Purusho Abhati Shakyo Shakhavasham Samvasta Pure Asmin Uno Yata Gunino Vyateshte Tasmai Maheshaya Namaskar Romi Maharaji's word for word. Na, not, Yashat, who, Sakyam, eternity, Purushaha, the living entity, Advaiti, knows, Shakyu, of the Supreme Friend, Shaka, the friend, Vasana, Vasan, living, Sanvasta, of the one living with, Pure, in the body, Asmin, this, Guna, the object of sense perception, Yata, just like, Gunina, of its perceptive sense organ, Yakta Dreshta, Dreshti, who oversees the material manifestation. Tasmai, unto him, Mahaisha, unto the Supreme Controller, Namaskaromi, I offer my obeisances. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Because they are only matter, the body, the life air, wrong one, as the sense objects, form, taste, touch, smell, sound, cannot understand how the senses perceive them, so this conditioned soul, although residing in this body along with the super soul, cannot understand how the Supreme Spiritual Person, the Master of material creation, directs his senses. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that Supreme Person, who is the Supreme Controller. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The individual soul and the Supreme Soul live together within the body. This is confirmed in the Upanishads by the analogy that two friendly birds live in one tree, one bird eating the fruit of the tree, and the other simply witnessing and directing. Although the individual living and being, who is compared to the bird that is eating, is sitting with his friend, the Super Soul, the individual living being cannot see him. Actually, the Super Soul is directing the workings of his senses in the enjoyment of sense objects, but these sense objects cannot see the senses. The conditioned soul cannot see the directing soul. The conditioned soul has desires, and the Supreme Soul fulfills them, but the conditioned soul is unable to see the Supreme Soul. Thus, Prajapati Daksha offered his obeisances to the Supreme Soul, the Super Soul, even though unable to see him. Another example given is that although ordinary citizens work under the direction of the government, they cannot understand how they are being governed or what the government is. In this regard, Madhvacharya quotes the following verse from Skanda Purana. As the various servants in the different departments of big establishments cannot see the Supreme Managing Director under whom they are working, the conditioned soul cannot see the Supreme Friend sitting within their bodies. Let us therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto the Supreme, who is invisible to our material eyes. Om Argyanaturamdasya Janajana Sakaya Chakshu Mitam Zena Tasmei Shri Gurve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam stapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa gadamayam tanti swapadantikam. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasa Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Translation once again. As the sense objects cannot understand how the senses perceive them, so the conditioned soul, although residing in his body along with the super soul, cannot understand how the Supreme Spiritual Person, the Master of material creation, directs his senses. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Person, who is the Supreme Controller. Though there are three major points in this verse, verse Daksha, the Prachetas were in the water for 10,000 years. They came out of the water, and it was on this planet Earth. The earth was overrun by trees. So they became angry at the trees because it says there was no king at that time to control the growth of vegetation and things. And there was no food grains. So this must have happened at the beginning of creation, or sometime many thousands of years ago. So the potatoes were angry at the trees, started burning the trees, and the sun god Soma, he's the proprietor. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I become the moon, and there to supply the juice of life to all vegetables. So they say they went to the moon and brought back some rocks. There's no life on the moon. But Soma is the sun god, and he's seeing to the growth of all the vegetables and trees and plants on this planet and all over the universe. So we can't accept their theory that they went to the moon and the moon is barren desert. It was simply they bluffed it. There was simply a bluffing by a material scientist. Prabhupada watched the moon landing in London in 1969. He watched it on television. And when they finished watching it, they turned off the television. Prabhupada said they never went to the moon. And he had one of his servants couldn't accept that. He left the movement after that. But Prabhupada knew that the moon planet is a heavenly planet, and he can't go to the moon by mechanical means. It's like you can't come to India without a visa. You can't go to the moon without a visa, and that means, according to your karma, you can go to the moon, but not mechanical means. And the moon planet is not that it's the barren desert, but the moon god is there, and the sages go there, and so many things is happening there on the moon planet. It's not that we can't perceive with our material senses. So the potatoes were burning the trees, so the moon god offered his daughter to appease them. And she married all 10 potatoes, and as a result, Daksha was born. And Daksha's progenitor of mankind, he's supposed to increase the populations of the world. So Daksha wasn't able to do that, so he took sannyas temporarily and performed great austerities. And then he started to offer prayers to the Supreme Lord. So these several verses here are the prayers offered by Daksha. Daksha is offering prayers, Supreme Lord, and the Lord did award him his desire to get the ability to populate the world. And Daksha means one who's expert. And so he was expert at sex life. But that doesn't mean that the Supreme Lord gave him the facility to have unlimited sex life or illicit sex. He gave him the facility to have sex life, to beget children, to populate the world only, not for sense gratification. But Daksha was given that, so he wasn't given liberation, he wasn't given prema because he offended Lord Shiva. In the fourth canto, we read about how Daksha offended Lord Shiva. And because he committed Vaishnava aparad, he was not free from that offense, so he didn't reap the results of even getting the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is a warning to all the Vaishnavas that it's very, the first offense of the holy name is to blaspheme devotees of the Lord who are engaged in propagating or spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. So one should not blaspheme devotees, we should not blaspheme anyone, even non-devotees. But according to the degree of severity, you have to suffer reaction. So if you blaspheme a very great soul like Lord Shiva, then your devotional service can be checked for many lifetimes. This happened to Daksha. He offended Lord Shiva, and even after many different, this was in a different manvatar, different millennium, but still he still had a suffer reaction. So we should be careful in our dealings not to offend Vaishnavas knowingly or unknowingly. If we knowingly offend a Vaishnava, then we must go to that Vaishnava, fall down on his feet, beg forgiveness. Otherwise, no one can help you. Even if you offend a Vaishnava, in the Supreme Lord, when Srivas Thakur was having kirtan behind closed doors, one Brahmin was envious. So he put the articles for worshipping Durga on the doorstep of Srivas Thakur. So when Srivas Thakur opened his door, he found all these articles for worshipping Durga or Kadyani, goddess, and he called all the neighbors and said, "Look, I'm a demigod worshiper." But they didn't believe him. So he had the place cleaned up. But that person, his name was Gopal Chapala, he was immediately attacked by leprosy. And leprosy is a contagious disease, so he had to go and live outside the village. And he was suffering greatly. So Mahaprabhu came by, and Gopal Chapala said, "You are the Supreme Personality, I got it. Please free me from my suffering." And the Lord replied, "No, I'll never forgive you for your suffering. You think you're suffering now, but Yamaraj had 8,400,000 different kinds of punishments, and you have to go through every single one of them because you offended my devotee, Srivas Thakur. So even the Lord will not forgive you if you offend a devotee." But then he did eventually surrender to Srivas Thakur and became a devotee and got free from his offense. So this is the warning here. This is very serious. If you offend a devotee, you should have to beg forgiveness. The third offense is spiritual masters disobey his orders, or thinking an ordinary man. So if you disobey the orders of the spiritual master, or if you reject your spiritual master when he's still present in good standing, that also will create havoc in your spiritual life. Gradhar Pandit got initiated by Pundarik Vijayanidhi, and he went to Mahaprabhu one time and said, "I gave my mantra to an unqualified person. Can you give me my mantra again?" And Lord Chaitanya said, "No. If I do that, this will create havoc in your spiritual life, since your guru is still on the planet in good standing." And he said, "Pundarik Vijayanidhi will come in 10 days and he'll do it." So, your guru is, as long as your guru is in good standing, and you should follow his instructions, and because that's an offense to holy name to disobey the order of spiritual master. And if you want to take shiksha from someone else with his permission, you can take shiksha from someone if you think is more qualified to give shiksha. But the guru should never be rejected under any circumstance, unless he's not following the principles. Shri Shri Gaura Krishna Balaram Radha Shyama Sundar Ki Jai. So the second point here is Daksha's offering prayers. Vandanam. So the 9 process devotional service, and Akura was the one who attained perfection by offering prayers. Akura was summoned by Kamsa. Kamsa was cruel. Kamsa. He heard a prophecy when he was driving the chariot of his sister, her cousin's sister, and the prophecy that the 8th child of your sister will be the cause of your death. So Kamsa wanted to kill his sister right there on the spot. But Vasudeva, the husband of Devaki, he said that you shouldn't kill her. She's not going to be the cause of your death, but her child will be the cause of your death. So you should wait till the childs are born. And in order to appease Kamsa, he even said, after each child is born, I'll bring them to you, and you can do whatever you want with them. So Kamsa knew that Vasudeva was a man of his word. And the 5,000 years ago, if kings and Vaishnavas and people were honest, if they made a promise, they wouldn't go back on it. It's like Karna. Karna was charitably disposed, and he promised if anybody asked for any charity, he would give it. So Karna had an armor on his body, which was attached to his body, and someone begged for that armor, so he cut it off his body and gave it to him. So this is the one quality of Vaishnava. If he makes a promise, he has to keep it. So Kamsa was satisfied not to kill all the children. So Kamsa deputed Akura to come to Vrindavan and bring Krishna Balaram to Mathura to kill them. So this is not a very pleasant task, and you wonder why he would agree to such a thing. But anyway, he knew that Krishna Balaram, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they couldn't be killed by Kamsa. And he told Kamsa, man proposes, God disposes. So you can make your plans to how you're going to rule everyone, but ultimately it's up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when Akura was coming to Vrindavan, he saw the footprints of Lord Krishna on the ground, and he rolled in the dust and offered prayers. So, and also in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna also offered prayers in the 11th canto after seeing the universal form. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, the very first verse is a prayer. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, O Son of Vasudeva, all-pervading personality, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. I meditate upon Lord Krishna because he is the absolute truth, the primeval cause of all causes, of creation, substance, and destruction, and manifested universes. He's directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. He's independent because he has no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted vague knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire, or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reaction of 3 modes of material nature appear factual, though they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from illusory representation of the material world. I meditate on him, for he is the absolute truth. And then Queen Kunti, when she met Krishna in Hastinapur, Kunti was the sister of Vasudeva, so she was Krishna's aunt. So she also offered very nice prayers. And one of the famous ones, she says, I wish that all these calamities would happen again and again so that we can see you again and again. For seeing you means that we no longer see repeated birth and death. We know the Pandavas were subject to so many calamities sent by evil-minded Duryodhana, supported by Dhritarashtra, his father. They first gave him poison, then they put him in a house made of lac. They tried to burn them. They sent cannibals to eat them. They sent Durvasa Muni to become angry with them. In so many ways so many calamities they had to overcome. And each time they prayed to Krishna and they were able to overcome them. And because they were Krishna's devotee, Krishna promises, my devotees will never vanquish. So Queen Kunti offered prayers. Then in the third canto, the demigods offered prayers, verses 41 to 46. Then Prahlad Maharaj, when Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Nrsingadev appeared to Prahlad Maharaj, his father tried to kill him, Hiranyakashipu, but then Lord Nrsingadev appeared to save Prahlad Maharaj. And when Nrsingadev was so angry that no one else could approach him, so only Prahlad Maharaj could pacify the Lord, offering him many nice prayers. And then there's the 10th canto, there's the prayers by the demigods in the womb, when Krishna was in the womb of Devaki. And then when the Brahma Mohan Lila, when Brahma was bewildered, he stole the cowherd boys and calves, thinking that he was more powerful than Krishna. And when he realized his mistake, he had hidden the cowherd boys. He took all the cowherd boys and calves and put them in a cave and put them to sleep. And it was only a moment of Brahma's time. It was 1 year on this planet. So Krishna didn't know what to do. He didn't want the mothers of the calves, the mothers of the calves and mothers of the cowherd boys to feel separation. So he manifested all the calves and cowherd boys as Vishnu Tattva expansions of himself. So then Lord Brahma came back and saw that he had made a mistake. He knew he was playing with fire when he stole the cowherd boys, but he did it anyway. So he came back and offered dandavats. Offering dandavats means you fall down like a rod. No hands, just straight down. We offer obeisances with either with 2 hands, with our halfway, or with 8 parts of the body. But dandavats means you fall down completely flat, and not an easy thing to do. But Lord Brahma offered dandavats and began to offer prayers. And one of his most famous prayers is Nate nukampam shushikmano bhujam evatma kritam vabhakam vidvagvapur vidam namaste jiveta yo mukti para sadaya bhak. My dear Lord, one who honestly waits for you to bestow your mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for this becomes his rightful claim. So, the life of the devotee begins from the beginning of the day, beginning of the morning. As soon as you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should do is offer obeisances to your spiritual master and pray to him that you're grateful to be able to engage in devotional service. Then you come to Mangala Arati, offer Guru, you sing samsara prayers. It's prayers offering obeisances to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and the Guru. Prayers and the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There's also a prayer. We're asking Lord to please engage us in His service. So, in this way, our life is full. Whole morning program, from Mangalarti, Guru Puja, everything we do, we're offering prayers. This is a lot of praying. We do a lot of praying in this movement. Not like the Christians and other religions where they only, once a week, they may go to church and make some show of religion. But everything we should do with great care and attention. And when you offer prayer, when you offer obeisances, it should not be done with one hand, should not be done with no hands, it should be done with two hands free. Your two hands should be free. It says in Chaitanya, Nectar Devotion, it's an offense to offer one-handed obeisances. No cell phone obeisances, no beadbag obeisances. Two hands, same thing. Hari Bhakti Vilas says you should offer two-handed obeisances. If you don't do that, you lose all your pious credits. So this is a bad habit people have. If you're worried about your beadbag, you can take it off, or you can leave it on your hand and put both hands on the floor. But you should not offer one-handed obeisances. And because you're offering prayers to your Guru and to Krishna, to the deities. And we should also, as soon as we come in the temple, we should offer obeisances to Prabhupada, offer obeisances to the deities, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai, Krishna Balaram, Radha Shama Sundar. And it should be with the left side, not straight on, and not with the right side. Prabhupada went to a demigod temple, and he showed the devotees, he said, demigod's right side, Krishna left side. So this is the proper way to offer obeisances. Two hands, left side to the deities, not front, not straight forward, not right side. This is offenses, seva aparad. So we should be careful not to commit seva aparad, Vaishnava aparad, seva aparad, dhamma aparad. So many aparads we should be careful to avoid. Offenses should be avoided in all circumstances. So in this verse, it says that the two times is mentioned how the super soul is accompanying the super soul as a friend. We know Arjuna was the best friend of Krishna. 9 items of devotional service, becoming a friend and surrendering everything are the last 2 items. So to become a friend of Krishna, so you must be free from all material contamination. So Arjuna was the best friend of Krishna, and Krishna several times said that he was speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna because Arjuna was his friend and he was not envious. So for the common man, there's 2 souls in the body, Supreme Soul and the Super Soul. But the conditioned living entity cannot understand this. It says in the Katha Upanishad that the Super Soul, if one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it said the living entity, the Lord and the living entity are compared to 2 birds in a tree, while the illusory living entity eats the fruits of the material world. The Lord as Super Soul and the best friend witnesses these activities. So the Lord as Super Soul. This is his, there are 3 phases. Brahmameti Bhagavaniti Sabhyate. So the Lord he has his Brahman effulgence, then the Super Soul, Paramatma feature, and Bhagavan feature. So the Super Soul, Kashir Dakshai Vishnu, is residing in everyone's heart and in every atom also. And he's directing the wandering. He's simply witnessing. and giving sanction to living entities to fulfill their material desires. So, but the super soul, you cannot understand how this is taking place. And the super soul is there, and the Brahmana, a learned sage, it says he sees with equal vision a gentle Brahmin, a cow, a dog eater, elephant. He sees with equal vision. He can see the soul and super soul in every body. This is a Paramahansa, or first-class devotee, or Uttama Adhikari. He sees Krishna in all manifestations. And one time, one reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, "Can you talk to God?" And Srila Prabhupada said, "Yes." So one of his disciples was trying to give some explanation. And Prabhupada cut him off immediately and said, "No, I speak to God." And Prabhupada said his translation purports, Srimad Bhagavatam, were dictations from Super Soul. So Prabhupada could take dictations from Super Soul. He understands Super Soul. But Krishna reserves the right to be understood. He's the overseer and permitter. And he cannot be understood by conditioned living entities. Only when one is free, it says, Savashasam Ridi Shani Visto Matas Mitir Aganapavam Cha Videscha Ham Evedyo Vedantakrit Vedavid Evachaham. Krishna says, I'm in everyone's heart. From me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Ishvara. Anyway, he says it also in the 18th chapter that I'm situated in everyone's heart, and I'm directing the wandering of all living entities as the material body, which is like a machine. So Krishna is also confirming this fact that he's the super soul in everyone's heart. But the material contaminated living entities, under the spell of three modes of material nature, cannot understand this. He remains hidden in the heart of all living entities. When Kamsa wanted to kill Krishna, was it Kamsa? They told Kamsa said the demigods are, I'm better than them. That Krishna's in everyone's heart and he can't come out, so you don't have to be afraid of Krishna. So the Supreme Lord, he's Sarva Karna, cause of all causes, and he can appear as he likes. He can come for our benefit. In Kali Yuga, they say Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, but he's not here today. But we say Kali Kali Namarupa, Krishna avatar. The Krishna is here now in the form of holy name. So before Lord Chaitanya invented himself 500 years ago, he sent the holy name. The holy name first invented himself. When all the people in Navadvip, at that time there was this lunar eclipse, they went to take bath in the Ganges, they were all chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Krishna comes in 5,000 years ago. He came 500 years ago as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his holy name also came before him. So we are devotees of Krishna, and we're also devotees of the holy name. So this is why we're known as the Hare Krishna movement. And all over the world, when people see us, they chant Hare Krishna. At least they should. That's why we wear Vaishnava, tilak, neck beads, sika, dhoti kurta, so to remind people of Krishna, that we are devotees of Krishna. No mistake. Well, many people may not know who we are, but when they ask, we can tell them we're devotees of Krishna. And that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, we don't preach to the faithless, but we can tell that this Krishna conscious movement is meant to deliver the fallen conditioned souls from the three modes of material nature, from the suffering of the material world. So, Super Soul is there as friend of the living entity, and he wants the living entity to come back to him. He wants us to come back to him more than we want to come back to him, because he's the friend of every living entity. Because Krishna is not only friend in this material world, but he also has his friends Sudama and Subal, Madhamangal is one of the 5 rasas that are there in Golok Vrindavan. And they, friends of Krishna, they think he's equal to Krishna. They're equal to Krishna. They don't know that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Vaikuntha, there's Aishvarya Bhav, but in Golok, it's Madhurya Bhav, and everybody and there has a different rasa with Krishna, some as friend, some as servant, some as parent, some as lover. So the friends of Krishna, they play with Krishna, they jump on his shoulders, and in so many ways they think Krishna is their equal. One demon was sent by Kamsa. His name was Palambashura. So he disguised himself. Demons can take any form they want. So he disguised himself as a colored boy, one of Krishna's friends. So Krishna knew that. So that Krishna and his colored friends played a game where they had mock fighting with each other. So the loser had to carry the winner on their shoulders. So Krishna's side lost. So Palambashura, Balaram's side won. No, Krishna's side won. So Krishna's side lost. But Palambashura didn't want Krishna to carry him because he knew Krishna was powerful. So he thought Balaram wasn't so powerful. So Balaram carried Palambashura off into the forest, and eventually Balaram killed him. So he wasn't actually a friend, he was a demon. But anyway, he was killed by Balaram. So the friends of Krishna, and Krishna's the friend in all phases of the movements of living entities, and he's waiting for us to turn to him and surrender unto him. So Krishna says, Sarvadhamma Prikshita, Mamekam Saranamaja, Hamtvam Sarvabhavanyo, Mokshishami Mahasuchaha. So this is the last instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. He wants you to surrender to Krishna, and he will protect you from all kinds of sinful activities. Do not fear. Today is the disappearance of appearance or disappearance? Appearance of Lochan Das Thakur. Lochan Das Thakur was a contemporary of Mahaprabhu. Lochan Das Thakur was a disciple of Sri Narahari Chakra Thakur, a dearest associate of Lord Gaur Rai. My hopes is to be near the lotus feet of Sri Narottam Das Thakur and serve him with my very life. This is Lochan Das Thakur speaking. The cherished desire of the fallen Lochan Das is to be allowed by Narahari's grace to sing the glories of Lord Gauranga. My Lord is Sri Narahari Thakur. I am his servant. Bowing down before me, I beg for his service. This is my only aspiration. Lochan Das Thakur wrote Chaitanya Mangala, which tells many pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, not revealed by Vrindavan Das Thakur or Krishnadas Kaviraj. He mentions an especially touching conversation Sri Gaurasundar had with Vishnu Priya Devi the night before Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. Being a talented magician, Lochan Das told Mahaprabhu's pastimes in beautiful poetry filled with fire and rhythm. Common people can easily understand the divine character of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and awaken their religious feelings. As devotees regularly chant the Vedic epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, Gaudiya Vaishnavas still wander through Bengal reciting Chaitanya Mangala. Lochandas Thakur also wrote many songs praising Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda, Gauridas Pandit. Lochandas stressed that Raganuga Bhaktas must take shelter of Radha Vrindavan Ishwari, Radharani, to attain Radha Govinda's Prema Bhakti. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur used to print and distribute Lochan's Sri Chaitanya Mangala. Srila Prabhupada was very fond of his bhajans. While singing Parama Karuna, Srila Prabhupada would plunge into the ocean of Gauranga Prema. Prabhupada wrote an extensive commentary on this bhajan, Bhajo Bhajo Bhai, Chaitanya Nitai, Sarida Vishva Kori. Lochandas asked everyone, "My dear brothers, just worship Lord Chaitanya Nityananda with firm faith and conviction. Don't think that this chanting and dancing will not lead to the desired goal. It will. It is the assurance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one will get all perfection by this process. Therefore, one must chant Hare Krishna with firm faith and conviction." His samadhi is in the 64 samadhi areas in Vrindavan. So Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat first and called it Chaitanya Mangala. Then Lochandas Thakur wrote Chaitanya Mangala. So both books had the same name. So Vrindavan Das Thakur decided to change his book to Chaitanya Bhagavat, so there wouldn't be any confusion. So Chaitanya Mangala is a very nice, wonderful book about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in his childhood and in his youth, and it's very, we have a translation and some very nice stories there, and but Chaitanya Bhagavat is much more elaborate. So today's the appearance of Lochandas Thakur. We celebrate the appearance and disappearance of the Vaishnavas and of the Lord. We celebrate the appearance of the Lord. These are helpful to celebrate these things to nourish our bhakti, to strengthen our bhakti. So Lochandas Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. I dropped this off.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Jai Ram.